Investments in the securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.
Welcome to another face-to-face, and this time it's trading. Friends, it is largely believed that to succeed in stock market, you need to be sophisticated. You need to have some fancy qualifications like IIT, IIM, engineer, etc., etc. Very few people, chartered accountant as well. Very few people who are simple BCom, they actually succeed in stock market. It is believed that way. Actually, it's not true because we have a lot of traders in our firm who are not even BCom and they are doing wonderful as a trader. But the large belief is that a BCom is not able to do much in stock market. But today, we have a guest from Cochin who will negate this belief. He will instate a belief in our system where he will try to give us a lot of conviction that if you have passion, you can just do anything. The kind of money he is making, I have seen, the kind of conviction he has about himself is remarkable. So today we are going to do lot of inspiration gathering from this amazing person. Let's welcome Shi Ju. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me here.
Thank you. Good to have you. Thank you for coming all the way to Calcutta.
No mention, please.
You know, there is a common thing between Calcutta and Kerala.
Yeah, both eat fish and both are like coastal area.
Plus, people are very similar.
Yeah,
because of probably the leftist rule for many
Could be,
years.
yes.
People have very soft mentality, and generally people are intellectual.
Yeah.
The literacy rate is very high in both the states.
Yeah. I
So
heard about
welcome
it,
to
yes.
your kind of home away from home.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, Shiju, we want to know more about you. A very inspiring story of doing a BCom and then figuring out what to do in life and finally doing what you always wanted to do. And then stock market, making
Sure.
so much money in stock market.
Sure.
Take us through that journey in this video.
So I completed graduation in year 2003. Then after that, I was staying at home for a couple of years because I'm from a farmer family.
Acha.
So I was taking care of the things at home and I was not planning to work.
Oh.
But after the marriage and after having a kid, then I thought I need to get some work and get a job or something like that.
So while you were doing graduation, you were farming? Or your father was a farmer?
My father is a farmer.
Your father is a farmer?
Yeah.
He's still a farmer?
He's still a father.
Oh,
farmer.
amazing.
He's
And-
87 now. But still he takes care of the things at home.
Wow. Probably that's the reason why he's still active because
Yeah.
he's a farmer. He's closest
Yeah.
to the mother nature.
Yeah.
Lovely. But did you try farming?
Yeah, I used to help him to do the farming work at home.
Wow. And this was what age you were in?
I was like 23, 24, 25.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you were also pursuing your graduation while you were
Yes.
helping him?
Yeah, that was in 2000 until 2003.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Then after having the kid only, I thought I need to get a job. But with the graduation, it's very difficult to get a good job, right?
Yeah.
But I attended a couple of interviews, but it was very difficult to get in. And finally, I could get into a company called Sutherland. And they were launching their operations first time in Cochin. And it was like a US residential mortgage underwriting.
Okay.
I was good with the numbers, so I could crack through the interview. And they were not looking for big communication skill and all. They were primarily looking for numbers and analytical skills, so I could get into the job.
Okay.
So once I get in, it was mostly analytical and decision making. So I was able to do well, and from the lower rank, I was able to get a consistent promotion. And by the time I resigned in 2021, I was a director there,
Wow.
and I was managing the entire location for mortgage operations, and I was holding a license of mortgage and residential mortgage operations, and had traveled to US multiple times for transition and training and everything.
Wow. This is how long story? How many
That
years?
was so I worked there for 18 years.
18 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
So while working there somewhere in 2011, I started trading in market. First, it was cash market. After the 2008 crash, when the realty stock were hammered, I bought some DLF stock for 125 rupees or something.
Okay.
And it was a luck. Within like maybe 1 year, it shot up to like 400 rupees, and I was able to make some good money.
Yeah.
Then my broker told me, you trade in derivatives like options. You can make more money. I started trading in options, Nifty options and DLF options. But within like 3-4 months, the entire money, including my capital and whatever money I made in DLF stock investment, everything is gone.
Oh my God.
But I got hooked into the options then. So I started learning more. I got into a community from Money Control message board. We got in, I got some friends and we formed a group and we started discussing.
Wow.
And I started learning from Investopedia because there was no YouTube videos or trainers or anything. I never knew anybody else who is trading other than my small community in Google group, which we formed from Money Control.
Wow.
And I kept on learning from this thing in Investopedia, come back to the market, real life, again fail, go back. It repeated for so many years, like 6 to 7 years. After 2-3 years, I started making money, but also losing. So it was like small winners and big losers. Like maybe for a week or two, I'll keep making small money. Then I lose all of it in like 2-3 days.
That's so typical, huh?
Yeah. So like boom and bust cycle.
Yeah.
Then gradually things have started changing. Because those days people were scared to death for writing options. So then I thought, okay, writing options may give an edge. I thought it is an edge. I started writing options. It started giving me money. But again, on the expiry day, I used to buy options and I used to screw it up. I think in 2016, Bank Nifty weekly options started. So that time I shifted from Nifty options to Bank Nifty options.
Okay.
So then I was completely focusing on Bank Nifty. By 2018, 2019, that pre-election rally, I was able to capture. Like 2014, 13, 14, I got busted really bad because the market kept on rallying and I kept on shorting, like many people do now. That experience helped me really big in 2018-19. And I compared the chart of the pre-election month on month or week on week, how many days, like 100 days prior to the election, 50 days prior to the election with 2014 election period.
Okay.
And I could figure out so many similarities. Not exactly, but I could find out so many similar behavior. So I traded based on that. By the election time, I made real big money. And in fact, that time, from 5 lakh rupees, I turned it to like 1.2 crores in 5 months' time.
What?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
This is why option
buying mostly. I do selling also.
Okay.
But the funny part is after the election, the volatility died and I kept on trading the same way. But in next 3-4 months, about 80% of that money is gone. Then I had to again start from the scratch. I was struggling like a couple of years, maybe 2020. Until 2020 mid, I was struggling because I had a big win. Then I lost most of it. Then I was like literally, it was difficult to come in terms with that loss. But by 2020 mid, after COVID fall, when the market started recovering, I could again find the momentum. Then from there onwards, I started making money. So this time what I did is whatever money I was making, I was taking it out from the stock market.
Okay.
Only gradually with a small amount, I was increasing the capital. Rest all I used to take out. And the capital also, like let's say if the total capital is 10,000 and if what I can deploy in the market or what I can afford to risk in a day is like only 1,000 out of 10,000, I keep only 1,000 rupees in the trading account, remaining 9,000 in the bank account. Intraday, I don't add it back. So because of that, I could take bigger risk trades, bigger returns. Then I was able to grow the capital very slowly. Whatever profit comes in, I used to take it out and I used to keep the capital constant for a month or so. And when I have enough backup, I increase little bit. And straight 14 months, I was profitable. Wow. And every month, every 2 months, 1 to 2 months, my profit was doubling. And by 2022, I think, 2022, February until February, every month for 14 consecutive months, I was profitable and I got a big stake. And I think the first red month came after that 14 month. It was March 2022. Then it was good journey from there also, but not like that 14 months.
But that 14 month when you were profitable, your capital base was always the same, right?
No,
because your profit
I kept on increasing using the profit, the part of the profit. let's say
you said now that you withdraw a profit. So how frequently you used to withdraw profit?
after a month, let's say out of 10,000, I trade with 1,000. Maybe in a month, I may make, this seems unrealistic, but I am telling that it could be like maybe if the profit is like another 5,000, out of 5,000, I may add 500 also to the capital.
Okay. So 90% you withdraw, 10% you will still
correct.
keep.
Yeah.
Because ultimately compounding will work only if you have higher capital.
Yes.
To trade at a higher base.
Correct.
But you don't want to go all in with all profit and entire capital.
Yeah.
Because then you are increasing a significant risk in your trading capital. Okay.
Because the point is, if I have significant backup, then I can trade peacefully.
Yeah.
Even if this trade goes, because when I take a trade itself, I analyze it. So if I lose this trade, how much would be my loss? If that loss comes in, will I be okay financially and psychologically? Only if both are right, then I keep the position. Otherwise, I reduce or cut the position or completely avoid the trade. So that comfort I'll get only when I grow the capital slowly. I have sufficient. I need to have the sufficient backup to get that peace of mind. So that way, comfortably, I grew the capital without doing any hurry, which really helped me to grow the small amount to very big amount. And after that, I was like having, after that also, I was having consistent winners. 2023, the market pattern completely changed. VIX was like 10, 11, 12 for many months. Those periods, it was really bad for me. But previous experiences helped and I reduced the position. I cut down the capital to like just 10%. If I was trading like with 1 lakh capital, I just reduced it to like 10,000. It's a hypothetical number, not the actual number. So I reduced the capital like just 10%. Only when 2023 November, December, that state election brought some
Volatility.
That time I increased the capital. Then after that, that volatility pretty much sustained. So I keep on trading with the higher capital.
So do you have made any formula where you have said that if the VIX is 10%, this much capital I'll keep? If the VIX goes up to 15%, I'll increase the capital to this much.
If the VIX is under 13, I'm not much comfortable. I reduce means I predominantly focus on option selling. Okay. If the VIX is like under 11, I'm not at all comfortable. I reduce the capital drastically.
Okay.
But if the VIX is like 15 plus, I'm so comfortable because the market gives real big moves. Back and forth, it keeps on moving almost every day. It gives big moves. So that time I increase the capital also. Like certain days, if I make big money, I carry the part of the profit to the next day also to the capital.
Okay.
Like if the winning streak continues, I'll keep on slightly increasing the exposure for a couple of days until I hit the first losing day.
Wow. I think this is very interesting face to face because no one has discussed so much in length about optimized usage of capital. Yeah. And actually, this is the key of money management, right?
Yes.
Otherwise, strategy is such a simple. I'm sure the strategy which you learn from you, it will be very simple.
Yeah.
But the fact that you are managing your capital, you're managing risk quite well, that is leading to multiplication of your capital.
Correct. See, when I do this way, the best part is I don't have to worry about the small fluctuation in the market.
Yeah.
Because fluctuation doesn't give us money.
Yeah.
Fluctuation, if you start trading the fluctuation, when the real move comes in, the entire money will be taken out by one single move. You trade 10 fluctuations, be profitable in all 10. When the real move comes in, if you're on the opposite side, the entire money is gone in one trade.
Wow.
That is what happens. But I try to do the opposite side. I trade small in small fluctuations. I may keep winning or losing or whatever, break even during those times. But when the real move comes in, I have the peace of mind or presence of mind to switch to the right position, right side, because my exposure is less. Because many people, they're not able to cut the wrong position and switch to the right position, right side because of the higher exposure.
And it actually it becomes a deterrent for them to square up the trade. Correct. Because the exposure is so high.
Correct.
They're blocked. Interesting. So, are you into cash market also or
no,
fully derivatives?
Only derivatives, because I tried cash market multiple times. But the problem is when I have the cash market exposure, I keep on tracking that. I'm a little restless person. So when I have exposure to the cash market, it impacts my trading in the derivatives.
So is it an intraday trade, mostly derivatives?
Mostly intraday, 99% intraday.
So that's what you meant, that you don't want to carry position overnight.
Correct.
Otherwise, you get bothered.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of investing in the stock market. I believe that the stock market is for investing, not for derivative trading. Still, I'm doing opposite because I spent so many years, more than a decade to master this art, and now I can live off it. So I don't want to give it up. Yeah. That is the only reason I'm doing the derivative trading. But if somebody comes into me and asking me if I want to start derivative trading, I always try to discourage them, and I tell them, you do the paper trading, you do the simulated platform training and see if it works for you. Only then do the trading with real money, or if you have another income source, invest that money in the stock market, because stock market is for investing. Yeah. And people may say that I'm not walking the talk.
Yeah.
The only thing is I got accustomed to the derivative market. I'm very comfortable with it. That is the only reason I'm doing that.
No, that is very, very honest of you. That finally you are giving the right advice to people. But see, I'm also an output of derivative market. I literally became what I am today is because of derivatives.
Yeah.
But it gives an inherent advantage of power leverage. But having said that, I'm full time. You're full time.
Yeah.
So anyone who does any work full time and a fair bit of IQ and EQ will succeed in that work.
Correct.
It could be derivative, it could be
cash market,
anything.
Exactly.
So the point is, if you are serious about trading, then derivatives. If you don't have time and you are willing to invest limited time in market, then I think investing is always a better thing to do. By the way, Rakesh ji also used to trade derivatives.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he started in cash market, but eventually, when you have to take large positions, more strategic positions, then derivative add as a great enabler of higher return.
Yeah.
But it's good to know you. I'm going to close this video because we have to go to the main video, which will come tomorrow at 5 p.m. So I hope you will join us tomorrow 5 p.m. because our friend from Cochin is on a mission, and this clearly looks like a successful mission. So see you tomorrow at 5 p.m.
Thank you. Thank you.